Hello. We at Los Angeles County Public Works are here to provide information about flood risk in the unincorporated communities in the northern portion of the Santa Monica Mountains. Los Angeles County Public Works is the floodplain manager for the county's unincorporated areas. There are 85 other cities in the county that have their own floodplain managers. This presentation focuses on risks in the northern portion of the Santa Monica Mountains and how residents can manage their risk. These are the unincorporated communities in the northern portion of the Santa Monica Mountains, located along and south of Highway 101. The unincorporated areas are shown in yellow. These unincorporated communities are also in the Los Angeles County Flood Control District. No area is free of risk, including the Santa Monica Mountains area. It's a matter of knowing your risk and being prepared for it. Los Angeles County has a wide variety of geographical features. It has multiple microclimates. It has always had weather extremes, including the Santa Monica Mountains. It is subject to a flood-drought cycle. Rains result in vegetation sprouting. Dry seasons and droughts dry out the vegetation. Dry vegetation is susceptible to wildfires, and intense rainfall events on burned watersheds result in large debris flows. These effects have magnified due to climate change. The neighborhoods in the Santa Monica Mountains receive flows from highly erosive mountains, which is especially an issue after a fire. Large storms usually happen during the October to April fall-winter season, but sometimes there are summer thunderstorms. Although next to state and national park lands, the neighborhoods in the northern Santa Monica Mountains are not entirely rural. The more recently developed neighborhoods have some urban amenities and features, such as standard width streets with curbs and gutters, storm drains to help manage storm runoff, and debris retaining inlets to manage post-fire mud flow from the larger drainages above the neighborhood. The neighborhoods consist of clusters of homes that may share a common flood risk. Many residential properties directly back up to fire-prone hillsides. Backyards and homes on these properties can be in the path of post-fire mud flows. The extent of impact would be mostly within the property backing up to the hillside. These neighborhoods are then spaced apart from each other, each in their own separate canyons. Except for local storm drains that were built when the neighborhoods were developed, larger-scale above-ground flood control structures, even temporary post-fire measures, are difficult to build or install in the Santa Monica Mountains. Large flood facilities often clash with the neighborhood's not urban character, some of the strictest environmental and building restrictions in Los Angeles County, or restrictions resulting from the presence of federal and state-owned lands above the neighborhoods. The number of homes in neighborhoods and the spacing between neighborhoods may not accumulate sufficient protection benefits to match the cost of flood facilities. This, in turn, makes it difficult to get grant funding to reduce the cost to the county. Flooding occurs all over the country, so reducing flooding impacts is a concern of the federal government. Congress enacted the National Flood Insurance Program, or NFIP, primarily in response to the lack of availability of private flood insurance and continued increases in federal assistance after flood disasters. Los Angeles County joined the NFIP to allow unincorporated area residents access to NFIP flood insurance and federal flood disaster assistance. In the early 1980s, FEMA mapped flood zones in the Santa Monica Mountains. The mapped FEMA flood zones in the unincorporated areas of the northern portion of the Santa Monica Mountains are Zones A and AE, which are riverine flood hazard areas, Zone X shaded, which is a 500-year flood area, not shown here due to the scale of the map, Zone X, and Zone D. The A zones and X shaded zones are usually mapped in areas that have been occupied or can potentially be occupied. The A zones can carry federal flood insurance mandates for structures and are subject to more stringent development requirements. The mountains under federal or state ownership are mapped primarily as Zone D, since they are sparsely populated, if populated at all, and unlikely to undergo development. But there are some major federal and state park-owned creeks that are mapped in A zones. All flood zones can get flood insurance for structures through the National Flood Insurance Program. The county has also mapped floodways in the northern portion of the Santa Monica Mountains. Additionally, the county assessor's maps may show flood hazard areas identified on tract or parcel maps. Defining flood risk is a vital task under the National Flood Insurance Program, so FEMA developed flood insurance rate maps. These maps will show the A, X-shaded, X, and D zones. The county also regulates development in floodplains using county floodway maps adopted by the Board of Supervisors. Sometimes the county will use floodway maps that the board has not adopted if they provide the best available flood hazard information. County floodway maps are not used to identify a government mandate for flood insurance. If a property has both a FEMA flood zone and a county floodway mapped on it, the one that yields the strictest requirements rules for building projects. The county assessor's maps may also show flood hazard areas identified by a tract or parcel map. We have circled such a flood hazard area for you here. These maps identify more localized flood hazards not picked up by the larger scale FEMA and county floodway maps. Sometimes the county will use this information to regulate lot development if it provides the best available flood hazard information for the lot. The assessor's maps are not used to identify a government mandate for flood insurance. You can reach Public Works' flood zone determination website through the Water for LA County website's flood preparation webpage. Public Works' flood zone determination website can identify the FEMA flood zones on every property in Los Angeles County, along with any county floodway or assessor-mapped flood hazard area that may be on them. Just click on your property or enter your property's address. The flood zone website has links to the actual FEMA flood insurance rate maps, county floodway maps, and county assessor's maps, and has links to elevation certificates associated with finished permitted construction in unincorporated areas. They date back only to the mid-1990s, and elevation certificates done by homeowners themselves for flood insurance purposes are not included. The Flood Zone app is also mobile friendly. You can also get the FEMA flood zones for your property at FEMA's Map Service Center. We are here to assist. Please reach out to us if you have additional questions. For viewers located in incorporated cities in Los Angeles County, Public Works' National Flood Insurance Program and County Floodways website has a link to contacts for the city's floodplain managers. We encourage you to look at these additional presentations, which provide useful information on preparing for, handling, and recovering from flood events. Thank you. We hope this information helps you prepare for flooding by knowing your flood risk. We at Los Angeles County Public Works wish you a good day and hope you stay safe.